Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm here. My name is Ravindra Gangara, and today I am doing an interview on teaching of social studies, ESS 4203 primary. And today I have with me no other than Miss Veronica Ratton, a senior mistress of King Grove Primary. And with that, how are you today, Miss?
Hi, sir. I'm very glad to be here with you to do this interview. Thank you for having me.
So let's get straight into it here, Miss. So, what grade are you currently teaching?
So I'm currently teaching grade 4.
Okay, grade 4. Not bad class. And with that, how many years have you been as an experienced teacher?
Well, I have been here for quite a long time. I'm here for 22 years now.
Wow, that's close to my age, dear miss. So, with that, what changes do you have noticed about the social studies curriculum? Remember, we have a transition of the consolidated curriculum to the new enhanced curriculum now. So, I am saying that what changes have you noticed?
Okay, sir. So I would have been here for a number of years, and it's a lot of changes that would have happened over these years. So the content in the curriculum would have also changed to suit the children needs, because what I would have noticed that a lot of new stuff would have been added to the curriculum, which I think it's a very good thing, because especially in social studies we have, for example, we have information on all the religious holidays and everything. So that's basically it.
Oh, well, great, great. Tell me something, miss. Um, how have these changes affect your teaching method?
Okay, sir. So that's a very good question, and for me, it definitely bring about more changes in my classroom in terms of I am now using a wide variety of pictures, and also there are lots of videos that are available, so the children have access to those as well. I also have a lot more discussions and stuff like role play and so in my class to bring out these topics.
Oh, good. So let's go directly with the relevance of the content, basically, right? So, do you think that the new social studies content is relevant to the students' lives?
Yes, sir. I would definitely say a yes for that, because the topics are very much related on based on the community and the environment at large.
Okay, so with that gives me to another. Let's look at the more of the learning and assessment strategies that we have planned out with the new enhanced curriculum. Tell me, how appropriate are the new teaching and assessment strategies are for your children?
Okay, sir. So the contents are very much appropriate, and I wouldn't say too easy, but it's okay for me, since I have just like 14 or 15 children in my class. It's easier for me to do more peer working and work with groups with the children. So it's not difficult for me to teach at this moment.
Yes, miss. So with that, it brings me to another question in pertaining to the assessment. So tell me, what challenges do you face when using these strategies?
Okay, so one of the challenge I find, um, when I am teaching these concepts, I do not always have the hands-on materials to go along with these topics, and I must say the resources that should come on the resources, and also I find the timings. It's not sometimes, while I teach, I do go over or step over the time, which I know I'm not supposed to, but time is a bit timing, because I do overlap with other subject areas. So that is basically the challenges for me.
So that brings me to the question, the big question. Did you receive any training to implement this new curriculum?
Yes, quite frankly, I did receive some amount of training through we had workshops and so. So yes, I would say yes.
And do you think that the training was sufficient?
For me, definitely not. I think training should be ongoing. I don't think that a one session training should be enough to deliver this curriculum. So definitely not for me. I feel that training should be ongoing.
Yes, and with that, that would bring me to the another question. How confident do you feel implementing this new curriculum into your classroom?
I feel very comfortable and confident implementing this curriculum, to be honest. But like I said, we still need a little bit more guidance and a little bit more training.
So we're talking basically here now about the resistance to curriculum change. All right. So my question to you, Ms. Veronica, have you observed any resistance to the new curriculum among your teachers, your peers, colleagues?
Yes, sir. There would have been some setbacks, and there are resistance in implementing this curriculum because not all teachers feel comfortable implementing this. Maybe I'm thinking more because of the not sufficient training, but teachers prefer to work with the old curriculum rather than implementing this new one.
So that brings me to the other question in lining up with it. What are the main reasons for this resistance that if you may observe throughout your teaching career?
So yes, sir. Like I would have mentioned just now, that there are some resistance to this, to implementing this new curriculum, and I guess it's because, for one, like I would have mentioned already, is not enough training. So teachers are not fully understanding what or how to implement this new curriculum. Another thing too, I think that people they have a fear of change. They prefer to stick to this old curriculum because in my opinion, I'm thinking teachers don't want to do something and they're not doing it the correct way. So they have a fear of change. And the workload, maybe it's a little bit more work. So I think that's another resistance, that persons are afraid of the workload. And basically that is it. Those are some of the resistance that I see or I feel that teachers are having.
Okay, so that also would be a very vital information there with the workload as well, right? So, in what way do you or do teachers show resistance in your school? Go ahead, Miss.
Okay, so despite the fact that the new curriculum is here to be implemented, I feel that teachers have the old school way of teaching, I must say, or the old ways of teaching that they already would have adapted and that is already inside of them. So despite the new curriculum is there to implement it, teachers do use their old ways and old strategies and methods of of teaching. They use their old teaching styles still.
So we're coming to a basic wrap-up time, and I would like to have two more questions in pertaining to the general views that you personally have in pertaining to our social studies curriculum. All right. And the first one is basically, how do you feel about the social studies curriculum changes?
Well, personally, I feel that the changes are for the better because, like I would have said earlier, this new curriculum now caters for a wider variety of topics relating to real life situations and scenarios. So I think it's good, taking into considerations also our new teachers now coming into the system. I think it's going to be a good thing for them to start off with. So they're going to be of a wider knowledge, so they should be able to deliver the curriculum at a wider range.
So finally, I have a question here. So what recommendation do you make, or would you make, sorry, to improve implementation of this curriculum?
Okay, sir. So I would have mentioned that for me, I think this new curriculum, the implementation of this new curriculum, is a very good decision. However, I think we can make it better, and I would have also mentioned about the training. I think training should be ongoing through workshops. We should have continued workshops for teachers to be more au fait with this new implementation and how to implement this new curriculum. Another thing too, sir, I think we should have more resources to go with this curriculum. The resources should be there because what is delivering a curriculum without the proper resources? Yes, we do improvise, but we would like to personally I would like to have the more resources to support the implementation of this new curriculum.
Well, there you have it, folks. Miss Veronica Ratton from King Grove Primary. With that, Miss, I would just like to say thank you very much for taking your time off to be here today and having this short interview. So, would you like to say anything else?
I'd just like to say thank you, sir, for having me, and I hope that whatever I would have said here, that some, a little bit more efforts should be made to have more training done for the proper implementation of this new curriculum. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great one.